So what we're going to do, we're going to recreate this game from begin to end. Okay? We're going to focus on the audio mixer, the mechanism, and everything with the light and physical base savers and skyboxes. So what first thing we're going to do is create a new project, okay? And we're going to call it 001. Okay? I'm going to create the project. Okay? I always talk about the fact that the reality restarts here. We have an empty project, and we're going to first start to import the art content. We have a folder here, and we call it currently Portland Contents. We're going to go to Content, and we have here 3D models and textures. That's where we're going to start. We're going to create our level first. Drag it in there. Okay. And we're importing that. So you see that the art packages are much smaller. They're importing quite fast. Okay. And they're almost ready. And we're going to do fix now for the normal maps. Because on the materials it's set to normal map, and we're going to convert the texture to normal map. We open this and we see here the bazooka, the building, and the drone. We're going to use the building first. We're going to first start with the hallway open here. We drag it into the scene. Okay. And we're going to use orbit to inspect our object. Next thing we want to do, we're going to place an open hallway, this one. I'm going to place it here. Okay. We're going to orbit, move it, and we're going to do snapping. Hold on V, click, and we snap it nicely to those, thanks to those little cubes we have already here. And we can talk about our hallway. We're going to duplicate that to copy it. So we show that too for beginners. And we're going to snap this to here. Okay. Super easy. My main camera, let's bring it a little bit up so we above there. Okay, cool. Now we're going to do the corner here. Okay, and we're going to drag and drop the corner in there. Now we can talk about a double-sided polygons if you want. Okay. And we're going to snap that also to there. Okay. And nicely have that, I think. We're going to snap that, this one, to there. Carl. Take this point and snap it to that one. Okay, so now we have done. The cool thing we're going to talk now is take that object and we're going to duplicate that, and we can now rotate. We can rotate by using the numeric value here, or rotate and you press Alt or Command, and you snap it in 90 degrees. V, we're going to snap, we go to the move tool, and we're going to snap this one to there. Okay. And we have to snap it correctly. Nice. Now we can duplicate this object if we want. Okay. And paste it here if you want. And then we can duplicate this object, move it to there, and we can rotate it also now in 15 degrees if you want. Okay, and then we can snap it to there. Okay. So what we're going to do is we're going to put, we have our environment here now. Okay. Let's talk about the directional light here in our scene. We have the directional light, but nothing is really taking advantage of the new physical base, of the bouncing lights. So we're going to change our materials to physical based materials. Okay. So how can we do that? We're going to go to the building blocks. We go to materials and select all our materials here. Okay, we can select from all those objects here actually. Building blocks, materials, select them all, and we're going to change them to standard shaders. Okay. Then you can explain what the benefits of a standard shader is, and you have also a secondary map. You have a normal map who's a slider. Okay, and you can change all the settings there. Okay, Also talk about it's open source. We're also going to talk about the fact that at compile time it's smaller for being more effective. Okay. Now what we're going to do, we're going to select all those objects and set them as static. And the moment we set them as static, the enlightened will kick in this. So I'm going to put it to static. Yes, to my children. And here we can talk about this is now being rendered. You can also talk that your CPU here is set to low. We're going to put it to high, so it goes faster. Okay. So we wait until the calculation is done, basically. And in that time, we can explain more what is bouncing light and global illumination. Okay. You also can now point out, and I think Randy can correct me if no, we have here now a button, Final Gathering. Final Gathering is just the opposite the way it calculates from global illumination. That will really reduce your artifacts. Should be. That's when it works in Softimage. Okay. Now we see that the rendering is already better. But let's change the render settings in Unity. We're going to go here to Editor, Edit, Project Settings, and we go to the Player. And there we're going to change it to the ferret, and we're going to change that to linear. There we're going to explain what is forward and linear rendering. And oopsie daisy, look at the rendering. This looks already much better. Okay. Now another thing that we're going to do is now we can show that the light here, when we take here the bounce intensity, see nicely, you see this nicely running without any rendering or calculation going on. Okay. And the intensity of my light, we can change this too. Okay. Now what you see, if I would turn off the light in my scene, the ambient lighting is generated from the skybox. Whereas that found, if I go to my lighting, this skybox is generating the ambient intensity. You can always change that back to color, just like in Unity 4. I'm going to put it back to my skybox now. But let's put another skybox in there. We have the default skybox. We're going to take here a skybox, and we're going to go to skybox, a package skybox, and we're going to drag and drop that package into Unity. Okay. Drag in the assets folder, and this will import 2 different skyboxes into Unity. And there's it importing for you, ladies and gentlemen. And come on, baby. So when I go here now, just import, we get nicely a folder here. It's importing now the different skyboxes. Okay. It is imported, and now look here, I have a folder skybox, I have a Dutch skybox. Look, I'm going to drag and drop that skybox into my scene, and you're going to see right away the changes on the rendering. So this is pure the ambient lighting. If I take here the skybox sunset, and I drag and drop that in my scene, I get a total different feeling to this. Let me bring back the Dutch skybox, and let me bring back the direction light in my scene. Okay, nicely, the combination makes it really powerful. Oh, what's also really cool is when I go to the skybox, the sunset skybox, I have here the exposure. I can bring up the exposure. Okay, that's not the correct one here. And then the skybox, or skybox, this one. So when I rotate now, you can see nicely the impact of the rotation of the skybox, but also the exposure in the skybox. You know, we can wait until it's all calculated here. Okay. Maybe rotate it to there. And calculate. Pretty cool, huh? Okay. Now what we're going to do is also, you see that the directional light has an impact. And for the inlighting, we have the skybox who contributes to it. But what we're going to do is we're going to create some light boxes and using missing materials to lit our scene. Okay, we're going to create here a 3D object, a cube. Okay, and then we're going to place it here where that light box should be. Okay, and let's scale this object so it matches nicely in there. Okay. Massive block here, and we're going to create a material for it. And let's create a material, and we're going to say we're going to drag and drop that material now onto that cube, on that light box. Okay. And in the standard materials, we're gonna open this and we're gonna change the emission maybe to 30. Okay, and maybe we can do it, yeah, 30, but we have to put this object also to static. This is very important. Now we can nicely see the differences, 0 and 30. Okay, and the, let me maybe say put 200. Okay, there will be not much differences there. Okay, it's calculating here everything. Okay, let's give them a minute here. Okay, well, we can continue. Actually, we can put it here to green or something if you want. And I want to copy that green over to that. Well, I can click here to store that green, and then go to here to call that green up. Okay, and nicely we have this. Okay, the cool thing is this is all nicely animatable. If I bring it down and up, and there's no performance for that. Okay. Correct me wrong, Randy, if the emissive material pure runs on my GPU.
I don't know.
Okay, I think it pure runs on my GPU. It's very low on performance. Okay.
Overhead.
No, yeah, very low overhead. Yeah. So the thing is here, this should be animatable. Let's test this. I think it should be. I hope that our friend Joachim did this. So if I go here to my window animation, okay, and I have my cube selected, I'm going to add a property. I'm going to call turn on. Okay, and I'm going to go here to my mesh vendor, emission, scale UI, I think. But I can actually do it like this. If I go to here and I change the emission up, it should automatically put a key. That's fantastic. So what we're going to do is here, you know, we show basic animation unity. We're going to put that to 0. Okay, and then after, let's go to 5 seconds. The value should be 100. Okay. Okay, cool. Let's stop the keyframing from that. So in this way you saw basic keyframing unity, and let's play now. So the value is running and looping, but it's not working. So that means Joachim didn't fix it yet. Okay, so you have to do it to script then. You're gonna have to ping Joachim. So don't show that yet. Okay. Now what you also can do is, if I bring maybe the intensity lower a little bit, and what you want to do is you want to actually add shadows then from objects in there. We can do maybe here 6. Okay. What I'm gonna do is I'm gonna create a light in my scene. Okay, and I'm gonna create a direction light, a spotlight, to show that spotlights also work. Okay, so I have my spotlight, and I'm gonna do the spot angle more open. What I'm gonna do is the bounce intensity. You see, the bounce intensity also bounce around, but I want that green light also there. So I'm gonna click here and I copy the green light over. Okay. Now we can have shadows from objects that move around there. So what we saw is now that the enlightened directional light works for a day effect or that. We have the emissive material, we have the spotlights that contribute to it, and we have the physical based materials. What we're going to do is we want to walk around this environment, so we have to add the assets and import a package. I didn't download them, I'm going to quickly do that. I'm going to pause here for continue. So we want to walk around in the environment. So what we're going to do is we're going to go to 3D models, and we're going to put them here to static. Okay, to here to generate colliders, and we're going to press apply here. Okay. What we're also going to do now is assets. I'm going to import package, and then you can talk about those standard assets are totally different now. They work cross-platform, and this is totally new and also really optimized and updated. So we're going to go here to characters, and we're going to import here a third person, a first person. Okay, let's import that. And they almost imported. Okay. Come on. Okay. and they are imported. Okay, so we're gonna go here now to the standard assets, characters, first person, and we have here a nice prefab, the first person controller. Let's drag and drop that in our scene here. Okay. Okay. No.
Which word render from? Hertz?
Hertz, yeah. So what I'm gonna do is here my first person controller, and place it in here. Okay. And we're gonna walk around in our environment. The cool thing that you're gonna see is when I press play now, we have the audio files from running and walking. And it's really quiet there because it's two audio listeners. Sorry, let's remove the main camera here. Press play. Okay, and you see the head bobbing. When I select my first person, I can change this all with the graphs here, the head bobbing. You can change the audio files, things like that. Okay, now let's add the bazooka here to it. Bazooka. Drag and drop the bazooka to my first person. Okay, and I have it here now. And we're gonna place it there. Bring it to the right. And bring it to the front. Bring it down. But this is in when I select the model here. What we see it's in legacy. Let's change it to our new standard shaders. We're gonna open that, and we can add here metallic to it. And the smoothness to it. Okay. So when I press play now, I nicely see the reflection of the environment here. But when I walk around here, I don't see the inside. I don't have the sky boxes. I don't have them in the sky. So I'm gonna create some reflection probes. How do I do that? Create a light. Reflection probe. I'm gonna place it here one. Okay. Place it here where it is. Okay, and I'm gonna duplicate that one for the inside now. Okay, place it here, and we're gonna edit this. Okay, edit, select it there, and bring it to there. So when I press play now, I'm nicely gonna have the transition to the inside of the reflections. Pretty cool, eh? Okay. So, if you want to bake it real time, but it's more costly, and we're going to change the inside to box projection. This will be much better. Okay. What if you want to make the materials also reflective in the inside? Let's do that. And let's go to here, for instance, and let's say we're going to change those panels as reflective here. Okay. Select this one and select this one, and we're going to go to the material. Okay, and let's say we're going to make that panel, we're going to put it reflective, 0.9, 0.9, and we can put it to 1 and 1, really reflective, and the other side too. Okay, and we're going to make sure, and you see nicely it's reflective, it's pretty cool. Okay, and we can do the reflection probe a little bit better here by matching that towards the edges. So we're going to click on this. And then we're going to see reflection probe. Okay. And when I so you see if it's not correctly done, it reflects the incorrect reflection. So it's better to have it nicely matching there. Okay. Okay. Okay, I'm going to just quickly pause here. What we're going to do now, we adjusted that, the reflections, we have it now still working here. Okay, it's a little bit crazy, but we actually do it for that. Okay, the next thing we want to do is actually deal with the animations. Okay? And make them and shoot the bullet. But first, let's create the bullet. We're going to go to the 3D model. We're going to go here to the bullet, and I drag and drop the bullet in here. Okay, You see the bullet is too small. We're gonna put it to 10, 10, and 10. Okay. We're gonna go to that bullet. Where is that bullet? Okay. We're gonna give it some gravity also. Add physics. Ocean body. And we're gonna add a box collider to it too. A box collider. Okay. Yeah, this box collider is perfect. Okay. Save it there. Okay. So when I press play, we have the physics now of the bullet. Then we're gonna click to make the script to shoot. We have to define where we're gonna spawn that bullet. Okay. First of all, I'm gonna go make my bullet also here a prefab, so I can talk about prefabs. Okay. And now I'm gonna go here to my bazooka, and I'm gonna add an empty game object, so it automatically becomes a child. Place it here. I'm gonna call it spawn because in the script I use spawn. Make a button to easily find it. Okay. Now I'm gonna create here the animation controller. Okay, and we're gonna call it a bazooka controller. I'm gonna open that, and we still have the bug, still not fixed this. So the only way that I found is to get that bug around is exit Unity and restart Unity. Okay, and there we have it now. Okay, so I'm gonna go here to my 3D models. I'm gonna go to my bazooka, animations. I'm gonna call it from idle from 1 to 60. I'm gonna loop that animation. I'm gonna do another animation, shoot, from 60 to 75. I'm gonna apply that. Okay, actually gonna call it shoot 1, and it's really strange. I cannot change that to shoot 1. Maybe shoot 0. See, that's really crazy. I don't know why. Never have worked yet. So I'm gonna try that one time. If I actually do it myself, like shoot 1 is now accepted. Press apply. Okay, I'm gonna take that animation, drag the shoot 1 here, and drag in the idle animation. Hey, the idle animation should be the default, so set it as the default one. So this one, okay. And when I press play, I should now have the animation of idle on my bazooka. No, why is that? Because the animation controller is not on my character. So I'm gonna go here to my bazooka, and I'm gonna drag and drop the bazooka controller. So press play now, and we have nicely the idle animation playing there. Okay. Now we're gonna say I go from a transition from idle to shoot. Okay, and we're gonna make it back, and then you can press play to show this. But now we're gonna create here a parameter, a trigger called shoot. Okay. So when in script we're gonna trigger the word shoot, then we can go from idle to shoot, and we have to remove exit timers here. Okay, and make sure the condition shoot, and then automatically go back to idle. Now instead of drag and drop the script on the bazooka, we can actually drag and drop it on the animation here. We have a script for that, and I'm gonna go to my folder scripts here. So scripts, portent training. Important content. We go to scripts and drag and drop all my scripts in here, and I have my sounds I'm going to use later, UI and font. So I'm going to drag and drop that all into Unity. Now I'm going to add that script to here. Fire gun. What's the, and when I look at that script here, okay, what you see is here it's on state update and on state enter. When we enter the state, we're gonna locate the position where we're gonna shoot the bullet, and we're gonna create a pool, an array of all our bullets. And during, if you play the animation idle and I click the fire button, then I will shoot this. Okay, and put here shoot through. So, what's my audio clip? I'm going to click here fire, rifle, my bullet prefab, click here my bullet prefab, shoot force maybe 20, numbers of shot. When I press play, the condition is shoot, exit time, and this one should be exit time, and no condition. Okay. Oh yeah, from idle.
This should be shoot.
Yeah, this should be shoot, and this one should be minus as exit time. So when I press play and I click, why it's not working? Because it's drag and drop the script on the wrong one. On this one should have the script, fire gun, the audio clip, rifle, the bullet prefab, the shoot force 20. So when I press play now, we're playing the idle animation. Okay, when I shoot all the bullets. You don't hear an audio because we have to use an audio source on it. So I'm going to add here an audio source. Okay, press play. Okay, at the idle. In idle, I click, go to shoot, and I go back. Okay. Then awake, display. And I'm gonna go here to my animation. Just check here, shoot 1. Yeah. Oh yeah, shoot here should be from 60 to 75. Apply. And idle set to loop, yeah, press play. But we only hear the audio one time. And why is that? No. I have no clue. We're gonna pause it. Oh, hey, we have here. Now is we saw how it works. We can trigger that with the script on a state. And let's continue now. What if we have multiple shoot animations? Then you have to draw as well a lot of connections, transitions, and it's a lot of work. What we're going to do, we're going to make a substate machine and use the entry node and exit node.
Yeah,
I fixed everything here as usual. It's recording now. Okay, so what we're going to do is we're going to change that to substate in the state machine so we can put multiple animations in there. We're going to delete this for the moment, and we're going to create here a new substate machine. Okay, and this will be all my different shooting animations. So I can create my transition again like I did in the past. Okay. Okay, and then this one back. Okay, and here in shooting, we're going to open that and we're going to add 2 animations there. We're going to go here to bazooka, open that shoot 1. And let's make also shoot 2. Okay. Shoot 2 from frame 60 to frame 75. Okay, I'm going to press apply. I'm dragging up shoot 2 in here. Make a transition. So what happens here? The animation goes to the state, goes in, and then goes to the entry node. And we're going to connect also with the exit node. And that's the power of the exit node and the entry node. Okay, because now we can easily blend from one state to another state, or a state machine state, or with using that. Okay, the cool thing is I can drag and drop also scripts on state machines. So I'm gonna random shooting here. The transition happens, comes in here, reads that script that randomly makes a value 1 or 2, goes in here, and then I'm gonna say, hey, by default go to this one, but if the value of the shoot index, I'm gonna make here now integer shoot index is equal 1. Then I go to equal 1, I go to there. If not, I go to that one. Let's play. And I'm gonna have the regular that animation, that one. So you see the different randomization. So the cool thing is we can use scripts on state machine behaviors and also entry node and exit node.
Where is the random script again?
This is here on shooting, and this is the script here.
Okay.
Just randomly a value of 1 or 2. Okay. Really cool. Now, what we're gonna do is we're gonna deal with the audio. Yeah? The thing we're gonna talk about that we can now multi-select audio files and do the changes. We're gonna take here the loop music. We're gonna talk about that we can preload it at preloaded, and we have the audio compression is much better now too. Okay, and we do know verbose compression here. Okay, I'm gonna drag and drop the audio file in my scene. Okay, and I'm gonna put it to loop. Now what I want to talk about now is I want to, when I shoot, I want to have an audio effect on shooting, and I want to also duck my audio when in my background when I shoot. And we can all achieve that thanks to the audio mixer, and we can create.
You have to loop music.
What's that?
You have to loop music on the scene.
Oh, okay. Yeah. And we're gonna create an audio mixer now. Okay. Okay. We have the master here. We're gonna create 2 buses. The master goes to my audio listener. Okay. So the audio source we want to reroute it to the mixer, and then from the mixer to the master, and from the master to the audio listener. Create 2 groups or 2 buses called. One slider will control the input of my background music, and the other one for my shoot effect. Okay, well, what happens now? The shoot effects goes to the background music, and from the background group to the master. So if I would bring down the volume of the background, it will also bring down the volume of the shoot effect. I don't want that. I'm going to make the shoot effect a child of my master. So both buses go directly to my master. So I'm going to go here to my loop music and say, actually, you're not going to go directly to the audio listener. You're going to go directly first to the audio mixer, so I can control it here, and from the audio mixer then to the audio listener. We're going to do that also for the bazooka. I set it here to the shoot effects. Okay, so when I press no play, okay, I see my volumes there, and I can actually go to edit and play mode and change this, like more background music. Okay. It's pretty cool. What I want now to do, I want to add some effects on there. I want to do an effect on my shooting. We're going to add here an effect, chorus, and then we can change those parameters here. I'm going to have to read a little bit upon that. But the cool thing is now look here, you can press play and shoot. We can always click edit and play mode and do changes to that. So we look here, a little bit more. Okay, now I have my chorus working. Okay, cool. Okay, another thing I want to do is when I shoot, I want to reduce the background volume. So we're going to add on this a duck volume. Okay, who's going to send it? My shoot. So they're going to send to where? To my background, to my duck volume, and fully. That's important that you bring that slider up. Now we can adjust this here. We're going to bring down the threshold. Okay. the ratio, and this. Okay. And okay. So now what happens is when I press play and I'm gonna shoot, we're gonna see the background music dropping. See? Nice, it drops. Very cool, huh? Okay. Another thing that we want to do is we're gonna create 2 snapshots. Okay. Plus, on maybe end game snapshot. Okay. And a paused one. Okay. So if I press no play here and we want to test this, the star means that's the default one. Pause. We're going to change it, like maybe the background music is lower. We're going to add an effect, maybe I don't know, a high pass. Something like this. And a high pass. Here we're going to reset it. There's no reset. Okay. Okay, so we have that snapshot, and we have this snapshot. Okay, when I press escape, I want to have that snapshot. So I'm going to create here a canvas for that. Create a canvas. Okay, and we're going to add the script here. The pause manager, and in the pause manager we're going to blend between those 2 transitions, between those 2 snapshots. So I'm going to drag and drop what's my snapshot here, paused, paused, and unpaused in game. So when I press play, when I press escape, I'm going to the other one and the other one. I'm going to make it a little bit more visible. I'm going to get a pause here and bring it quite significant down. Press play, escape, we go to that one and that one. Okay, so in this example we did the mechanism, the enlightened, the audio mixer. Okay, now we can start to do more with the gameplay by adding the drone, the nav mesh, shooting the drone. Okay, so the drone, you go to your project, 3D models, the drone, the model, and we're going to put the scale factor to, I think, 10:2. Drag it in the scene here. Yeah, we're going to place it in here. Okay. This drone, we're going to add a component, navigation, nav mesh agent. Okay. Go to the drone. We're going to put the base offset a bit. Okay, so it flies higher up. Okay. And what else? We can make it nicely reflective too, the drone. Okay. Okay. And what we're gonna do is we're gonna make sure it can shoot to us too. So we're gonna add a game object, an empty child one here, and we're gonna place it in front of the weapon. Okay. And call it spawn. Okay. And that drone, we're gonna give it a script. Find target, and we're going to have the bullet prefab. We're going to drag and drop that bullet in there too, so we can shoot the bullet from there. The spawning point is the spawn point of it. Okay, how much you can shoot, and we're going to target while my first person player. Okay, pretty cool. Now we're going to go here to the navigation. We're going to bake this. Bake. And we can actually do radios, the 8-bit ratio a little bit bigger, so it doesn't go in the walls. Okay, so when I press no play, that drone is gonna come after me. Why not? What's that? Yeah, baked. Yeah, okay. Yeah. So when I go normally to my drone itself, it has the script attached to it Find target. There's a reference problem here somewhere. Okay, it's missing the. Okay. To my first person, and we're gonna add the tag player. And no press play. And the drone comes after me. I want to shoot the drone. So what we're gonna do is we're gonna select here the drone, and we're gonna add a component, physics, a sphere collider. Okay. And we're gonna add a script to it. Bullet impact or bullet hit here. Bullet hit, so when it hits, we're going to put an explosion on it. Now, in my assets, I'm going to import here an here particle and drag it in here. Import this, and we're going to take those particles and we're going to attach it to that. Okay. Now, those particles, we're going to add an audio source to that. An audio source. And we're gonna add there the explosion or something. Okay, so display. We shot the drone. Now what we can do with that audio effect, this one, we should set it to a 3D sound. Okay, so we're gonna put that to a 3D sound. Display. See, at the distance place on that there. Okay. Another thing is, yeah, what we also want to do is when the drone shoots at me, we want to have a health impact. So what we're going to do, we're going to create here a new slider. Okay, and I'm going to go to 2D here, and then I'm going to look here at my slider. Okay, if I don't see that, change the layers here, that you can see UI or not. Okay. That slider here, okay, we're gonna move it and place it here, okay, and we're gonna put the anchoring to the upper left here, okay, and we're gonna take here a little UI, this one, that heart, and we're gonna put it to UI here and apply that, and we're gonna create an UI image of that. I'll paste it there. I'm gonna take that sprite now. Okay. Now I'm not gonna put it nice here, but I can put it there. Can scale it, and I'm gonna put the anchor point also to the left upper corner. Okay. Now I'm gonna go here to my first person, and I'm gonna add a little script to it. Impact. Add a script, and I think it's bullet impact. Okay. No, it will be bullet hit then. Or we're gonna go, no, a held, it's called held. Add a script. And I took held here, and there's the held bar, so I'm gonna take that slider and drag it in there. So that one is a simple script. Each time my first person gets hit by a bullet, my held bar gets one down. Okay, so when I press play, you're going to see those drones start to shoot when I'm close here. Okay. I'm working a little bit on making the gameplay better. They shoot actually. And I can go to my drone there for that. And here the fire rate. Maybe 0.1. Okay. Another thing is we can put here a timer. I'm gonna have to check more about that in the depth. But I'm gonna keep recording here for the moment. Okay. Now what we're gonna do is we're gonna create here like a text, GUI text, in the scene, and we're gonna place it there. Okay. And I'm gonna first of all change the font. by click, and I'm going to take here the Acciment font we imported. We're going to change the color maybe to white 2 here. Okay, and the font size, we're going to bring it up here. I'm going to put the default text to 30 seconds. Okay, I'm going to place it here, and I'm going to anchor to the left upper corner. Okay, and now I have a script. Okay, create an empty one. I'm going to call it timer that calculates down from 30 to down. So a script, I have here a script. The clock. Okay. Okay, so after 30 seconds, after 100 seconds, I'm going to change it. But another thing I want to do, I'm going to take a script here. Show time. So time left. Okay, the text is this one I have here. The text. Drag it in here. So press play. That will start to count down. 30, 29. And the other script, the clock, I'm going to change that. And after 30 seconds, my game will automatically go to the level game over. Okay. What I'm going to add now is another script. If you shot so many drones, then after 30 seconds, it should go to the level you won. And if you're because you survived 30 seconds. But here, if the slider is to 0, I'm gonna make a script. Hey, you die and you lose. And I think that's in my health script. Yeah, here see in my health script, instead of you won, there should be you lose. Make sense? So that way you make a little game from you win, you lose, the different games, and you have everything included in there. And then you can actually make the game bigger by duplicating those hallways and connecting more. Then you have randomly spawning there and there. Okay, and then another thing that you can do is, of course, occlusion culling. Okay, and go to here and turn off those layers here from this. Okay. So then you go to your game and you do occlusion culling to show the performance on that. And then after that, you should do light probes, especially for that drone here. And then in the lighting, you're going to take off continuous baking and you're going to build it. And then you can switch to different platforms. So you have the same look over different platforms of the game. Now another thing you can do with your first person, you're going to do the mobile input here with your character. And then you have a mobile version. Okay. The thing that we're going to improve on is basically this environment. We're going to make it nicer and more intriguing. But also make sure that the charting is nicely set up, that basically it bakes super fast. That's it. If you teach that, it will take a whole day. What's that?